Now 92.1 FM. Westland Insurance time is 7:30. It's 33 degrees. I'm Greg Lawrence, and Murphy in the morning with me as well this morning.
Hanging out. Thanks for having me.
Good. How's your headphone levels? You good there?
I got a little bit of buzz there. I don't know if...
Buzz?
Yeah.
In your headphones?
Yeah.
I have no buzz. Emily Zimmerman we're welcoming this morning. Hi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great.
From the Juneau and Adams County WIC Clinic. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Yes, I am.
Emily's kind of a regular, so I get to finally meet her and hang with her for a little bit. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
put a face on a name. It's wonderful.
That's right.
Yeah.
Usually Troy Matz talks with us, so now we got
Yes,
to...
we've had a circle of people.
Yep.
That's right.
Keep you guessing, keep you on your toes.
See,
So,
see, now 92 on FM is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
But they're all good.
yeah, if it's got nuts in it, you spit it back out. But
Oh, but I like nuts and chocolate. Like my favorite one was it was a salted chocolate, like with sea salt on it, and it had almonds in it. It was awesome. I'd never had salt on chocolate before.
yeah, I don't do nuts. Caramel, chocolate and caramel. That rocks.
That's always good, yeah.
That's the best.
But
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Halloween
Talk
or
about
anything like that.
chocolate.
Yeah.
we're
No, this
talking
is-
about eating right, which is like chocolate's the antithesis.
Well, chocolate comes from a plant, so isn't it
Sure, whatever. We can justify it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we can do anything we want here. That's right.
Absolutely. No, Emily's here from the Juneau County Health Department, the WIC program.
Yes.
And we want to talk today about eating right on a budget.
Yes.
So, which means mac and cheese and ramen noodles.
It can be, but the most important thing is planning things ahead a little bit, because when you put a little bit of thought into it, there's ways to look at your recipes, the ingredients you need, and you can make any regular recipe even healthier by just taking a couple minutes to plan ahead. So maybe if you do like the mac and cheese kind of a thing, maybe cutting down the butter that you put into it, or maybe using skim milk, and dress it up a little bit by adding maybe some ground hamburger to it, or a can of, or some fresh tomatoes, just changing it up a little bit.
But it seems to me that if you're going to go mac and cheese, you need to go full bore with all the real milk and all the real butter and
I don't know. That's fresh tomatoes in it. That sounds awesome.
Now that does sound good.
That does. That sounds...
See, now I always, dice up when I'm making mac and cheese. I'll say even like lunch meat, ham lunch meat. I'll dice that up and put that in. My wife thinks I'm insane.
No,
She's like,
that's
what are
good
you doing?
eating.
That's
No,
just good.
Yeah, that's good.
I've put canned tuna or canned chicken in my macaroni and cheese too.
Ooh.
It just adds, especially the shredded chicken, it just adds a really great texture. But it's important to think ahead and decide what you're going to make for your week instead of going to the grocery store, especially when you're hungry and buying everything you see. Not what you think you might eat this week in regards to meals, just, I really like granola bars, so I'm going to buy 4 boxes.
Boy, that is so easier said than done, though.
It is.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. It's almost like you have to eat first and then go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
It's sitting down on the table with a pen and paper. Give yourself 5 minutes to maybe plan just your lunches for the week. So at least you have what you're going to take to work planned out, so that the night before you're not just grabbing junk food and a bunch of things that unorganized, that you have an idea of what you're going to make for the week so you can portion it out and budget it.
And the thing is, too, when you plan your meals ahead of time, you seem to have more time in your daily schedule. It's almost like when you try to plan out your day ahead, you just naturally have more time, and you eat right because you've taken more time to plan your meal.
We've talked about in the past about how we both like to, the night before, get our clothes ready and things like that because we're not morning people. So another part about eating right on a budget is that most important meal, that breakfast meal. So maybe when you're planning, maybe lunch is good for you. You always pack something nutritious and you're good to go. But maybe what's hard for you is breakfast. So falling back on eating right with your budget, planning out your breakfasts early in the week can help too.
All right, Murph, do you have breakfast?
I brought it with. I have a instant oatmeal envelope.
You're getting some whole grains in there. That's great.
See?
This time change messed me up, man. I was running late this morning.
It's hard to adjust to, yeah.
I think I'm nervous that I'm going to oversleep with the time change, so I've been getting up way early. I was wide awake waiting for my alarm this morning.
Molly, my little 3-year-old daughter, got up, and I thought my wife and I thought she was up way too early and ignored. And then,
it's right on time.
Yeah.
So I got an instant oatmeal.
Well, I anticipating your arrival, I always know, okay, Emily's going to be here. I need to have breakfast. So I had a bowl of Life cereal, and a banana.
I had a banana.
See?
And I bought some new cereal from Aldi's. It's apple and raisins and walnuts. It's like a granola. So
Wow.
that was interesting. It was really crunchy and it was great. But I had to plan that because when I go shopping, I'm that hungry person, so I want to buy everything. So what I did last week was I sat down and I realized, I need to get some more vegetables in. And I opened up the newspaper to see what coupons were at the grocery stores. So you don't have to be the crazy couponer and have a whole binder full, but just give yourself some ideas of what the local stores are running for their ads and if any of those foods fit into what you want to make for the week.
Do you do it that way? You figure out what you want and then you get the food, or do you? Sometimes
Either or, like if I'm craving, I want to make Alfredo or something like that, or lasagna. But then, depending on what my ideas are, I look to see. It's kind of vice versa. Either
Sure.
I check coupons first, or I make my recipes and hope there's coupons. But no, the smart way would be to look in the coupons first, or look at what the stores do for their weekly produce. Certain stores do, raspberries and blackberries on Tuesdays in March or whatever kind of a thing. So just ideas like that. Focusing on what's cheaper in the area during the season, too.
All right, now 92.1 FM. Westland Insurance time is 24 minutes till 8. We're at 33 degrees. We're going to take a break and catch our mid-Wisconsin weather picture today here on Now 92.1 FM. Westland Insurance time is 18 minutes till 8, and we have...
Got to do the math.
I got to do the math.
I'm not good with math.
I'm looking at digital clocks doing
how do
the
you
math.
figure 18 till?
What? It's 7:38.
So
22. Hey, I went with it. I'm like, wow, I'm bad. I'm worse than I thought.
Now you know I'm not a bookkeeper.
There you go. Yes.
You know what's funny is that, okay, my mom was a bookkeeper. My dad was a pharmacist.
Skips a generation.
It does, yeah. My dad's a pharmacist. My mom's a bookkeeper. They own drugstores, and she kept the books for him. You got to be smart if you're going to be a pharmacist. You got to be smart if you're going to be a bookkeeper. Missed me entirely.
And they were quiet, and you not so much.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Perfect for what we're talking about today, budgeting.
Yeah.
Those darn numbers.
Yeah, let's do some number crunching.
So we were just talking about buying foods that are on sale this time of year. So that's kind of going with buying foods that are in season. So fresh fruits and vegetables that are in season are usually easier to get, and they're going to be less expensive. So in the next couple months, starting around that May, June time is when that farm market will start. So we're kind of finishing the season of apples and grapefruits and oranges and kind of moving toward the berry season now. So you may see at the stores that the berries will be going on sale. So they're a little early, but they've got some great flavor.
Yeah, and they work well in smoothies, too.
Yes. Smoothies, or the other night I took whole grain waffles and did some peanut, like a nut butter on them, and then I warmed up some berries and put those on the top. That was kind of my before bed snack. So kind of thinking outside of the box.
All right, so Emily Zimmerman from the WIC program from Juneau County Health Department is here talking about this, and does she bring anything with it? She's teasing us with all this stuff. I got an envelope of friggin' instant oatmeal, and she's talking about
We should bring the things we talk about. Then.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Put me on the spot.
We'll have you and some of your coworkers bring.
We have talked about that you wanted to, Greg, do stuff at your staff meetings, but no,
Yeah.
I've never brought anything.
Yeah, that's what next time we have a staff meeting, we'll have to have her bring something.
Oh, that's not what I meant. You said you were going to cook at your staff meeting.
We'll get a menu item from her.
That's right, and then we'll prepare it.
That's what our weekly meetings. Everybody rotate around. Somebody brings a treat for each
Yes, I guess I'm coming now.
That's right.
So you're part of the team. So
That's right.
Thank
So
you.
next month's meeting, you're on.
Now, when you guys buy your produce, do you normally buy fresh, frozen, or canned? What do you normally buy?
I usually buy frozen. Well, fruit. No, I usually buy fresh. Some raspberries, cranberries, frozen.
not much canned.
Okay.
Not much canned.
No.
It's quite a little bit of frozen. Fresh, if the cucumbers and tomatoes and just salads. My family's big into that. So
Those are the fresh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And grapes, berries and stuff, and every so often, every other week we had bananas in the house.
So it sounds like you're comfortable, and that's a familiar thing for you in your home is doing fresh vegetables.
The
and
kids
fruit.
like your
the
fruits and
veggies are
vegetables?
frozen. We do a lot of frozen veggies.
Okay, unless it's
Do the
for
kids like
salads.
their fruits and vegetables?
They go crazy over the grapes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Other than that, nah. But anytime we have grapes in there, they keep walking by the counter and grab a handful.
I was a big grape and carrot eater when I was little. So the reason I asked is because certain times of the year, they're going to be less expensive. So when you are buying the canned fruits and vegetables, especially fruits, you want to look for stuff that's in 100% juice, because that means that it's going to come right from the fruit. They're not adding any extra sugars, because fruits have sugars in them naturally. That's what gives them their sweetness. But some canned companies will actually add even more sugar, because you'll see like the heavy syrups and things like that. Okay. So if you're going to do canned for the fruits, always look for 100% juice, and then when you buy your vegetables, look for that low sodium or no salt added, because they have to add a little bit for the preservation part, but you want to make sure that they're not adding even more, so that when you open it, it's very salty to you, because that's a lot of salt in a small serving for canned vegetables.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Now, we're talking about doing it all on a budget. Now, does the store brands, the value brands have that?
Yes, all brands are going to have the 100% juice varieties for fruit and the low salt or no added salt. Okay. It's kind of funny because a lot of the same companies, or a lot of different companies, are made in the same warehouse and they just have different labels on them, so it's kind of funny. So yes, cheaper definitely have healthy options. Okay,
so just look at the labels and, the floor level shelves. Don't be afraid to look down there.
No, and understanding that the labels are going to say a lot of things, but when you turn it over and you look at the back, when you look at the ingredient list for vegetables, for example, if you look for green beans, it should say like green beans, salt, and water. It shouldn't be a whole lot of ingredients, because that means there's a lot of things in there that are to preserve the vegetables and less of the actual vegetables. So it's important to make sure you have less, ingredients on those labels.
Okay. You're talking about canned stuff. Do you do a lot of canned stuff, or do you?
I do.
Mainly fresh?
Well, like French style green beans and canned corn. Those are the two that I really buy for canned. But I mean, we're just getting through the cold season, so people might have been making chili and getting beans. And I do buy my canned beans, like black beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, things like that.
Sure.
Nice.
Sure.
Okay.
There's lots of different things that you can do with canned foods on a budget too. But the most important thing is understanding that certain foods can come from cans and certain things can be fresh or frozen. But going back to planning things out. Don't just hear what I'm saying and go to the store. Oh, she said I should check those canned items. Make a recipe and decide what you're going to make before you go to the store.
That's got to be the biggest thing for budgeting, I would think. Budget your time, but get a plan beforehand. You can go in there and in the store and buy the cheapest stuff, but if you don't have a plan what you're going to do with it, then
you come home, you have it all on the counter, and you have no idea what to do with it because you bought 12 cans of beans because they were on sale, and you have nothing to do with your beans or even the familiarity of how to cook them. So,
yeah, you couldn't hear Greg and I both nodding as she's.
Yeah.
I have all those beans at home.
I was just saying budgeting your meals, budgeting your time. I mean, when you budget your time, you can have 20 things on a piece of paper that you're going to do, but if you don't have them in a running order on a specific day of the week or whatever, you're going to have chaos, and you're going to have chaos in the kitchen if you just buy a bunch of stuff but don't have a plan on how to use it.
Because I've done that a couple times where I buy some greens and I'm really excited because I haven't had asparagus in a while, and I put it in the bottom drawer, and a week or two goes by and they've gotten nasty because I didn't plan them into my week when I was going to actually eat them. And I forget that they're in the drawer.
And that's frustrating when you do that. And then you get then you open the drawer and you're like, ooh, wow, that was not good.
That didn't look like the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, compost pile. Okay, now I'm going to make a compost pile.
All right, now 92 FM. Western Insurance time is 7:45 or 15 minutes till 8.
Nice.
She waited for a meatball one.
I did. Let's do the entertainment history here. Western Insurance time is 8 till 8. 34 degrees, and welcoming our friend, Emily Zimmerman.
Hello. I was just thinking about how we were talking specifics on eating on a budget, and everyone likes recipes, so I have an idea here. So, for example, maybe you watch the ads and you buy some tubs of low-fat yogurt or cottage cheese, divide those into like little 1-cup containers, and then maybe add some of the whole grain granola, dried fruit. Maybe you need a little punch of chocolates, maybe do some chocolate sprinkles or things like that. Some fresh berries on the top, and you've got, yogurt to go, or cottage cheese with some fruit on there as well. So kind of ways to incorporate that large yogurt you bought and divide it out, and you've got yogurt for
Save
breakfast.
some money, buy the bulk, buy the bigger one instead of the individual servings. And
only if you plan on a recipe with it. Don't bulk up and have 3 containers of cottage cheese in your fridge. You got to have a little bit of a plan.
do something with it.
Well, yeah, because if you don't plan it, then it's like the asparagus in the drawer. It's going to sit there. If you buy the big canisters, utilize them. Have a plan for it.
I thought she was going to say put peaches in the cottage cheese.
Do you like that?
Oh, that's the best.
I have never tried that.
Oh, that is absolutely peaches and cottage cheese. Yeah,
I remember
canned peaches and
in elementary school we used to have the apple rings on cottage cheese.
Ooh.
And I thought it was so cool because you pick up the apple ring and it would still have the pink stain on your cottage cheese.
So, cottage cheese is one thing I've never been able to enjoy. I can't do cottage cheese.
oh, it's great. Tomatoes and cottage cheese.
No.
Gotta talk about texture and mouthfeel.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. My daughter loves it, and that's good. So
Try
she
with
hasn't
some
been
salt
tainted.
and pepper and see if that helps, because that's how some people like it.
Really?
Yep, that's the way my grandpa always had me do it when we go through the buffet. Either you put the bacon bits or salt and pepper on it, and that just added that crunch for you.
Yes.
But the most important thing is, cooking more and eating out less. So understanding that, yes, it may be convenient for you because your car can take you anywhere and there's buildings with windows and you can drive right up to them and they give you prepared food. But your house has windows and your car drives up to it and you can go inside and prepare your food with that budgeted out pre-planned meals that you've done. And when you budget and you sit down and make, because something you can do is think about it. Kids like to go out to dinner because they get to have whatever they want inside of that book full of food, those menus.
Right.
So maybe when you're writing out your food, maybe make like a fun menu for you and your kids for the week, and they can circle what they want on Monday or Tuesday, and then that day they sit down and go, oh, what are we having at the home of the Zimmermans tonight? Oh, look, you circled mashed potatoes and whatever, and that's going to be your menu for the night.
That's cute.
That's
So do
interesting.
something fun.
That's cute. Good job.
Again, involving the kids.
That's big.
In the whole preparatory process, because if they sit down, you and I talked about this many times, the kids sit down at the table and like, ew, I'm not eating that, ew. But if they're in the process of making it and they see what's going into the frying pan or into the oven or whatever, then they get more excited about
They
it.
can you can pretend it's like their own restaurant.
And I can attest to that, because my daughter was like, no, I'm not doing that. No. Hey, Ella, you helped make this. Don't you remember you added this and we stirred this around? Oh, yeah, and then she mouths it down.
Because you could start as simple as having them help you decide what they're going to make, and then when you get to the store, maybe they get to hold the piece of paper and help you find the ingredients for that recipe. Then when you get home, they get to help you kind of put it together, and then they can be proud of themselves when they put it on the pretty table and things like that.
Good job. Yeah, my oldest daughters used to do that. They used to play restaurant all the time, and they'd want to serve, and they'd write up the menus and stuff. But it was kind of after the fact. We already had the plan done. But if we didn't include them in the plan, you're making me feel awful guilty now. I brought my envelope of oatmeal. I'm going to have to go home and make a sandwich for lunch.
But it's not a perfect thing. You're never going to be perfect with how you eat. I mean, I'm a dietitian, and you've got to have those foods that help you for those sweet indulgences. So you've got to have things that make you feel good, and you can't have a perfect diet. Otherwise, you are going to be strung out needing something sugary. So it's okay to have a sugary thing. It's okay to have instant oatmeal. I'm a big coffee cups line my floor in my car because I used to do the instant oatmeal with fruit on it in the car, and you know how many days I did it in a row because they were all over the mat in my car. So there's nothing wrong with instant oatmeal. That's a nice whole grain option. So don't beat yourself up about whole grain oatmeal. That's a great nutritious thing.
Still brought breakfast.
I'm beating myself up about the drive-through, the buildings with windows that I...
Remember, your house has windows.
That's right. But did you bring enough oatmeal for everybody?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
But he's just giving you heck. He already had breakfast.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't bring me a banana, did you?
No, I should have thought of that.
There you go. Do we have time to give a shout-out to your coworkers?
Yeah.
Sure.
How big a crew do you work with?
Well,
at
we
the
have
health
4
department?
dietitians. We have health educators. We have nurses over at the Juneau and Adams Health Departments, especially the WIC program. We do have clinic today. It's our check pickup. We're going to be in Mauston on State Street at the old courthouse, and we are there from 8:30 until 4 today. So if you just found out you're pregnant, you have you just moved to the area, you've got some children under age 5, and times are hard right now, give us a call. We can see if you are income eligible, and we would love to offer you any of our services within the county as well.
Take advantage of it if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go by and ask the question. Just see. So 8:30 to 4:30.
Yep. 4.
Till 4?
8:30 till 4. We're
At the
on
old-
State Street at the old courthouse, and our number is 847-9375.
Okay.
And if you would like some nutritious encouragement or recipes or anything like that, you can call us at that number too, the 847-9375. We have a vault of recipes and ideas, and our staff would love to be able to help you with that.
So how is today different than another day of the week or whatever?
Well, this is our Most and Check Pickup Day. That means this is when their nutrition vouchers start for the store. And this is the day we see a lot of our moms and babies at our clinic, because a lot of people are coming in to get their food vouchers. They're quick, and it's a lot of families, like 70 to 80 families coming
Holy
in.
cow.
So this is when we see those moms and babies that we see every 2 months throughout the pregnancy, and then those babies right afterwards, and the 6-month-old babies too. So it's a lot of moms and babies today, and then a lot of kids coming in with their families to get those food vouchers.
So you have a full slate today.
But at the end of the month, something exciting is we are switching to our eWIC card. So everything is going to be electronic. There won't be any more paper vouchers. So they have that freedom of being able to choose within their designated food packages what they want to buy at the same time, instead of buying certain foods together on a check. They still have that 30 days to buy their foods, but it gives them a little bit more flexibility and animosity of, I'm
Excellent.
not using those checks for everyone to see, but
Excellent.
still getting those wonderful, nutritious foods for the family.
Excellent. Good job.
Wow, yeah.
Good job.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Just like our studio, getting with the 90s.
That's right, exactly.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent.
Well, Emily, thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Next
Next
month.
week, next month, yeah.
8:30 next month, right?
Should we do an 8:30 next
Yeah,
month?
and it'll be April, so we could talk about maybe healthy options for Easter dinners or springing into whatever.
Yeah.
Like deviled eggs. I've got some recipes for like avocado deviled eggs and stuff like
We're
that.
gonna swing by your office and try to talk one of your coworkers into coming.
Yeah, that'll
come
be
with.
fun. That'll be fun.
I did not say that. Just letting you know, girls. I did not say that.
All right. Now
They're gonna
92.
see us and they're gonna run.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Now
I'm
92
so sorry I have to go see a client.
It's 8 o'clock. The news is next.